Sound requires a medium, which is basically matter, for propagation. In the lab, these can be demonstrated as shown in diagram 1 below. In the diagram, we have an electric bell that is put in a bell jar. A vacuum is created inside the bell jar by drawing out air, so that we connect the bell jar to a vacuum pump. The lower part is a glass plate, and inside the bell jar we create a vacuum. The bell jar is fitted with a cork to ensure that it is completely sealed. Besides this, the bell jar is the electric bell is connected to an external power source through the wires we have here, so that we have an external switch that can be closed or opened. Now, let us look at how this particular setup can be used to show that sound actually requires a medium for propagation. So how does it work? When the switch S is closed, the bell rings and sound is heard from outside. Remember, the bell jar is connected to a vacuum pump so that we can be able to draw out air. So, when air is gradually pumped out, the sound grows progressively faint until no sound is heard. Grows faint as air is drawn out. Vibration of the hammer, that is the bell's hammer, this particular part. The vibration of the hammer, however, continues. So even as the sound grows faint, the hammer continues to vibrate to show that actually the bell still rings as sound grows faint. So vibration of the hammer continues. From this, we can make a conclusion, and the conclusion is basically that sound travels in air but does not travel through a vacuum. It travels in air, and that is why the ringing of the bell is heard when air is still within the bell jar. But when we draw out air, the sound grows very faint, to mean that sound does not travel in a vacuum. It is important to note that, as demonstrated here, sound requires a medium for propagation. However, propagation depends on the nature of the medium we have and the state of matter represented by that particular medium. Propagation is fastest in solids, moderate in liquids, and slowest in gases. This is due to molecular arrangement in matter that was studied in Form 1. The process of hearing. Compressions and rarefactions produced in air when sound is produced reach the eardrum and sets it into similar vibrations. So the compressions and rarefactions produced in air sets the eardrum into similar vibrations. Movement of the eardrum is transmitted to the brain. So the vibration of the eardrum is transmitted to the brain for interpretation. In the brain, such vibrations are converted into mental sensations, hence hearing occurs. So the vibrations are converted into mental sensations. That we call hearing.